Number 1.
Beat about the bush.
Beat about the bush.
To talk about lots of unimportant things. Because you want to avoid talking about what is really important.
Beat about the bush.
Beat about the bush.
If you want to ask me, just ask. Don't beat about the bush.
Quit beating about the bush and tell me what you really want.
I know this discussion is an uncomfortable one, but instead of beating about the bush, let's come to the point and get over with it.
I won't beat about the bush, sir. It's your daughter, Patricia.
Let's not beat about the bush.
Number 2. Bite the dust.
Bite the dust.
To be finished, to be worn out or to die.
Bite the dust.
Bite the dust.
I am not going to bite the dust so easily because throughout my life I have been a fighter.
One of the gladiators would bite the dust at the end of the competition, and that is how a winner would be decided.
One of the main reasons that he bit the dust so early in his career was because of his inflated ego.
Did someone bite the dust?
You come all this way to bite the dust up at Boot Hill.
Number 3. Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Suddenly and surprisingly, totally unexpectedly.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue, a deer came in front of my car.
He did not expect his book to do so well. The award nomination came out of the blue for him.
Junior running away from home was out of the blue.
Or they show up at your house out of the blue and leave furniture on your porch.
Out of the blue.
Number 4. To pass the buck.
To pass the buck.
To pass the responsibility onto someone else.
To pass the buck.
To pass the buck.
That particular supervisor tends to pass the buck of all light duties to newly hired interns.
He missed the bus, but tried to pass the buck to the bus company for changing the timetable without notice.
You should do your duty and not pass the buck to each other.
When you're trying to pass the buck on to somebody else and tell you your friend died.
I think they're trying to pass the buck, Marshall.
Number 5. To turn the other cheek.
To turn the other cheek.
To have an attitude of patience or forgiveness when one is wrongly or unkindly treated.
To turn the other cheek.
To turn the other cheek.
It's hard to turn the other cheek when someone insults you.
I know it's frustrating, but it's often best to turn the other cheek. Fighting won't solve the problem.
Anyway, all I can remember is something about turning the other cheek, which I don't believe in.
It takes a lot of strength to turn the other cheek.
Like our Savior, you gotta have the guts to turn the other cheek.